Hey, hi friends. How you doing? Facebook Live. Finally, let's talk to spirit tonight. Yay. Share and like, call your friends, tell them to get on. Be right back. Hey friends, how are you? How are your loved ones? I hope you guys had good holidays. This is a tough time of year for a lot of people. So, those of you who've lost loved ones and are experiencing the holidays without them, my heart goes out to you. I know that's a hard time of year. So, hope you got through it okay and found some joy in it anyway, because that's really what they want. So, um, hi, Denise Mooney. Look, I'm still coughing. Oh my gosh. I hope you're okay because my cough has been going on for about 4 weeks. So you guys are going to experience that tonight. How fun is that? And I gave it to my friend Denise. So sorry. Okay, great. Everybody's piling on. I just kind of want to go over how to do this, you guys, if this is your first time, or if someone has told you about it and you're coming on. We're going to do spirit readings tonight, which means I'm going to connect with loved ones who passed in spirit. Obviously, I won't be able to get to everybody, so I'm really leaving it up to spirit as to who comes through and who gets a reading. But what I need you to do is just give me the name of the first name of the person that you want to connect with. You can give me the relationship, that helps too. And I'll set that intention and it makes it go a little faster. Um, the requests are chosen at random, so I have no control over who gets chosen. So, and I'm not watching the feed. I have my manager online watching the feed, so I can't confirm or get back to you or anything. I can't really pay attention to that. But if you get a reading, it would be really fun if you if you confirm what makes sense, validate what makes sense, and not just a vague yes or no, but because by then the feed's gone by, we don't even know. There's a delay. But if you can say, yes, my dad had red hair, or yes, he broke his left leg, like specifics about what you're validating, that helps not only me and spirit get their message through, but it helps other people who may not get a reading tonight to know that maybe this is real and their loved ones are really coming through. And we do offer a really fabulous discount at the end of. So even if you don't get a reading, please stay to the end. You're going to get a code for a discount, and that will you can book your readings. And by the way, I guarantee all my private readings. So there's nothing to lose by booking a private reading. So also, we've been inundated with scammers. There's my cough. Super frustrating because they pretend to be me and they use my pictures and they come on and say, hey, do you want a reading? And then they want you to pay money. I promise I will never do that to you. If they're doing that, that is not me. That is not me. I don't do that. I wait for you to come to me. I promote by Facebook Live or by little postings on my Facebook page. And you can tell it's my Facebook page because Psychic Medium Kelly McClure is all spelled correctly with no weird jobbly goops in the meantime. So if someone else is doing it, it's not me. And some other people might not be pretending to be me. They might say that they're a psychic and they're coming on tonight to give you a reading if you didn't get a reading from me. But I think that's unethical, and I don't think they should jump on and try to grab your attention. So there are scammers too, because any real ethical medium would not do that. So don't buy into that either. Stay for the discount code in the end. So like I said, just give me name, relationship, and then do validate with specifics if it makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, let me know that too. Another super cool thing that we're doing tonight is that my friend Matt is hopefully coming on. He is a very, very gifted psychic in a very special way. And when he sees spirit, he can draw a portrait of them. He's an artist. So the person that we're reading for you, you might actually get a portrait drawn out from my friend Matt of their likeness. And that would be really exciting. So And I think Matt and I might start working together a lot more, and I'm so excited about that. Hi, Matt. I hope you're on. Okay. All right, cool. Let's just jump into it. Let's get started. You're gonna hear me do the lot. Sorry, guys. 5 weeks of coughing. Okay, Destiny. Hoping to hear from Lewis, my husband. Okay, one moment. Oh gosh, Destiny. So let me tell you right away who jumped through, and it's a very good looking, fit guy. He's coming through right in front of me as if like I'm right here, I'm right here. Uh, he's good looking. I think he has dark hair. He's kind of narrow or just fit. He looks too young, way too young to pass old age. It's interesting with men because sometimes they're skeptical or they don't tend to be as on board, but he seems to be really excited about this. Maybe you asked him to come through. And I'm also wondering if you have either 2 or 3 kids, or there's something about the 2 and the 3. Um, the only thing that I'm feeling in my body is his energy is so vibrant and healthy and looking that I can't imagine this would be an illness, but I do feel something to the chest. Again, let me know if this makes sense to you. Oh, and Kelly. Yeah. He said yes to the description and yes to the 2 boys. Okay. So I'm going to go with it because he's super jumping in. He's really excited that you came on. He has been around you. He's showed you the signs. You're asking, was that you? He's saying yes. He is showing me something kind of moved a little bit on the wall, but also the lights. Yes, he's comes around the boys and he looks after them. And one of them, I think more than the other, feels or senses him. I think this is a really good man, and I think that he's a good father, and I think that he's so sorry that he's not here to help you and to be there with you, because it feels like a real partnership to me. And he thanked me for that because I think that's how he felt. Well, but I also will say that I think that he's giving you the lion's share. He's like, she did everything. She's an amazing woman, and he just thinks you're incredible, and you're doing everything okay with your boys. I also feel like one of them might be getting a little bit mouthy or back talky, and he's like, don't take it. You deserve to be treated well. Huh. He's showing me something that looks like a long dirt driveway or road or something with tracks on it that would either be like, so my guess or my interpretation might be that he's talking about maybe, I don't know what this is, like maybe going for a ride on this long dirt road, maybe in a certain vehicle, but I see like tire tracks. And I also feel like maybe that has something to do with the fact that he's missing out on what the boys are doing or getting to do with them. I also feel a ton of blessings to your future in your life and anything that you want to do going forward, new relationship, stepping forward into your life, completely blessed around that. And please look for, I love it when they show me different things, but it always confuses me. So what I'm seeing now is like things hanging from the ceiling and moving. I don't know if that's like a light or something else. And it looks blue, and I'm seeing a lot of blue. Oh, and he's laughing at me that maybe I'm questioning this. He's around you guys. He loves you guys, and I feel that his biggest regret is he had to leave early. He's not really telling me how he passed, but he is. I don't necessarily feel I'm taking responsibility for it, but I feel that he's sorry for it. So, and he thinks you're just so beautiful. You're the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. He loves you. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense, just so that we can all get a little bit of validation from him. And he kind of like clapped at me and then stepped back. I think he's kind of making fun of me. I don't know. Kind of funny. Okay. Let's go next.
Ready?
Yeah. Sister Beth. Okay, Shirley wants to talk to her sister Beth. Okay. So, I'm going to be real about what I do know. So the names, as you've given me, I don't recognize the names. I don't know that we've done a reading before, but I do see your tiny little pictures, and there's two women together. So I'm assuming that's your sister, but I'm going to tell you what I also saw in spirit that looks a little bit different, because the woman that came forward when I asked for that had shorter hair. And as far as I can tell in the picture, both have longer hair, but this seems to be shorter hair and thinner.
That's her daughter in the picture.
Oh, okay. So the woman that's coming through, her hair seems to be shorter and a little bit thinner, and maybe even a little bit darker. And she's, but she does look thin. I think she might consider herself to be the black sheep of the family. Like, she has a really kind of different personality than everybody else. And she's kind of laughing that I said that. Like, maybe she's considered to be I don't know, the hippie or the eccentric one or something like that. See if I feel something in my body with Beth. She feels focused and deliberate. The only thing I really see is a white woman with short hair, and she's kind of thin. She seems to like, she's showing me at least a reference to games or like dice or tiles or some game that would include that. And she kind of laughed about that. Huh. And I'm hearing a sound that sounds like dice shaking, like, if you play like Yahtzee. But if she's also telling me that she's around you a lot and there's this sound, huh. I'm not feeling a whole lot in my body. I'm just telling you what she looks like. And the way that her hair looks then, I could interpret that as to be something like an illness or something, but I don't feel anything in my body that would indicate how she passed.
She said that she did have shorter hair, but she was heavy, and that they would play Yahtzee.
Yeah, okay. Also, I want to know if she's referencing 4 or 4th of a month, like April or the 4th of a month. Huh. The only thing I can say about the thinness is if she wanted to lose weight, because to me, she's kind of bragging about that now. So it's kind of like she looks thinner. But I hear that Yahtzee thing. So let me know about the 4th. She's very much present in the human life and around the family. And I think partly it's because you might ask her, can you look after the kids? Can you look after my daughter? Can you, and that's fine. They like that when you ask. Okay. And I'm seeing, okay, a lot of things went all at one time, but I'm seeing when my sister and I were young and we had little kids, we went to Knott's Berry Farm and they made those photographs on like a piece of metal or copper or something. And they were like this kind of old fashioned, you would put a hat on, and she's showing me that. So, you would dress up sort of old fashioned, take this old fashioned picture. and she feels really like happy about that, like that was a good time or something. But I don't know if it's exactly the scenario about Knott's Berry Farm, but something about that. Oh, and she's giving me a thumbs up, which is my sign for getting things right, or yes, you get it when shows you the numbers. So the ones, the 1111, the 111, those are real. And there could always be a leftover fear when we lose a loved one young, that it might happen to us or might happen to our kids. And there's no other tragedies showing up around you. So it's okay for you to relax and enjoy the next several. I mean, there's nothing coming up that you have to freak out about. So, and one last thing, she is stealing your fragrance. It's not, and it doesn't, to me, it's like not a full on perfume because that's too strong. So it's some other kind of thing. So if you lose, like, I don't know, a bottle of essential oils or cologne or something goes missing, it's her stealing it. Okay. She loves you. She'll be around and show you signs. And look for the 1111. Okay. So Kim wants to know about her daughter, Caitlin. Okay, again, I see a vague thing in the little tiny circle. If you guys could see how tiny that circle is, to me, it's really hard to see. Plus, I don't have my glasses on, but it's still too tiny to see. Caitlin. Okay. All right, Kim. All right. So I think Caitlin is super cool with coming through, and I think I'll be able to talk to her. But I also think there's someone with her who might pull her back a little bit and kind of gauge a situation. So, like an older woman figure to her, grandmother or your grandmother. And I feel like she's still sort of childlike energy. I get a lot of energy in my head. Let me know if the head things make sense. And if somebody in spirit would be a little bit leery about letting Caitlin talk to a psychic. But there is this young energy that wants to come forward and go, hi, I'm here. She names everything after her. So, you know, if she got a pet, she would want to name it, or a doll, or she would want to name it. I don't feel anything in my body with her passing, though. So, there is a reference to a car, but I don't feel anything. So, and I'm seeing the sign for driving, which is just like I'm behind the wheel or I'm in the car, with. Let me know if that makes any sense to you. She does seem to be very excited. She tries to get your attention a lot. And I think that, okay. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes spirit throws so much at me at once that I have to slow them down and try to decipher, what they're saying. But I feel like she's growing up on the other side and that she's trying to give you signs along the way that she's okay. And that all of the things that you think that she might have missed along the way, so I think she passed pretty young, that she is getting to experience there. But I'm a psychic medium, and there are certain people that don't believe in what I do or think that somehow it's spooky or scary or wrong or something. And there's someone in spirit who's older than you who does question this kind of work and they're being very protective. There's no ill intent here. They're just being very protective. I did see footprints. So I think, like, if you have a piece of clay or concrete or something with footprints in, showing me footprints. Let me know if any of that makes sense to you. But she's doing okay, and she's being cared for with people. Yeah.
Matt just sent me a photograph
Okay.
photograph, but a drawing. So I think it might be reference to the first husband you talked about. I didn't know if you wanted to hold it up on your phone.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay. So, and that was Destiny. Huh. So this is Matt's, let me see if I can do it. Drawing. So let me know, you guys, if you know who this is.
If that's Destiny's husband, maybe?
Yeah, if that's her husband. I saw him with a little bit more smile, but the eyes are really interesting. That looks a little bit familiar to me. Interesting. So let me know. Wow. Thank you, Matt. Oh, I'm so happy you're on. God. Matt's so gifted and talented, you guys. Listen, we've done years ago we worked together, and the drawings he would do were so mind-blowing because sometimes we'd be at somebody's house and I'd be in the kitchen with them and I'd be doing a reading and he'd be like walking around the house and then he'd go somewhere and draw, and it was like, and I don't know if he still has his Facebook page up where he compares the drawing to the pictures and photographs. And oddly enough, sometimes it's exactly like the photograph. I remember one drawing he did, and he drew a woman's face leaning on her arm. And when we finally got to see the photograph from the client, it was a picture of that same woman leaning on her arm. Okay. I know, lots going on. Okay. So Tammy says her husband, Dave. I just talked to Dave in spirit yesterday. Whew. Come on, Dave. So this would be the feeling of a more typical male, like, well, not sure if that's going to work, but, or that I'm real, or that he believes in this stuff. But I do see and feel the energy of a fairly young male being very active and ouch, outdoorsy. My head hurt right here. It was pretty painful. So Dave. I really don't know, Tammy, if he's going to walk up and talk to me, but I'm going to tell you everything that I feel and sense and pick up on. And sometimes other people come through and help with the reading if they are in any way reluctant. Outdoorsy, on some vehicle going quick. So boat, I'm not really sure what it is. The only thing that I felt in my body with this was a little bit of energy on the right side of my head. And I think that he's not comfortable with a medium or doesn't believe in it. He's showing me the number 2, so that's either February, 2nd of a month, or having 2 children. But I feel like if I want to find out more about him, I have to kind of talk to this woman that's coming through. And that to me looks more like a mother, grandmother figure to him. I'm wondering if you know anyone in the family that was in a wheelchair or was a paraplegic or something like that, because I'm off to the side shown an image of an older person in a wheelchair that might be connected to him. And I actually think it's a man. I thought it might be a woman, but I think it's a man, and he's older, and he's got a blanket over his lap. So he's in a wheelchair. And also another reference of 2. So I'm wondering if you guys have like 2 kids or wanted 2 kids or something like that. And if you had another loss after he left, after he passed, that felt like maybe you thought you were pregnant or something like that. So it does feel like he's looking after you and around you. Every little tink of touching glass or touching Christmas ornaments or touching lights I'm hearing this little tinking sound, like as if I'm touching, and so you might hear something from him. Ow, and my back and my left side hurt now. That's weird. That felt like my kidney all around to the front and left side of my body hurt. So let me know if any of that makes sense to you. And if you hear this like tinking sound, like somebody tapping on something, and it feels like super thin metal or super thin glass and like a little um, sound. That's all I'm getting from Dave. He's not, I think he, go ahead.
I'm not seeing her on here either.
So Tammy, if you're still on, let us know. And you guys, if you do, sometimes we'll pull your name up long after you've asked. So that's why we say, please stay to the end, because we might bring your name up later. If you're still on, Tammy, let us know. I know my manager is monitoring this, and she's in the mountains, and her what's it called? Wi-Fi might be slow, but we'll get to you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Okay, you ready?
Hold on. I mean, yeah, you can bring them up. Okay. So Pamela is asking about her daughter, Ashlyn. Such a great name. Okay. All right, Pamela, let's look for your daughter. I actually see two fairly young females popping in, and they seem very close to each other, like best friends. Or it could be possible that one of them passed older but looks young. Come on, Ashley. Let me just sort of test something out in my body first. So the two women that are coming through that are getting my attention look fairly young. I'm seeing kind of long hair, but actually different colors. So that's why I'm like, I can't describe what color hair they have. Oh my gosh, she either pulled something off her chest like a necklace and handed it to you, or there was something about her heart. And that was really weird. Although she looks perfectly intact. So weird. And I think she listened to really sophisticated music. So I'm hearing a lot of music around her. Really an interesting personality. Very, very smart, intelligent.
Kelly, I'm also going to chime in here.
Yeah.
She also said that she also had two nieces that just passed.
All right.
And one passed last month.
Wow. Because I saw two. So let me know if you understand that weird music reference, like if one of them really loved a very sophisticated form of music, because that's what I'm hearing in my ear. And they're trying to get my attention. They're touching things on my table, like my cards and my water and like they're touching things. She is especially. I think she's around you a lot trying to get your attention. And here's something I want you guys all to know, that visitations and dreams are so possible and they happen all the time, but sometimes our own psyche gets involved. And so when they try to come to us in a dream, we might have a bad dream or a disturbing dream or a sad dream. That's not what they want. And so they leave really quickly if that happens. But I feel like you've had some really sad dreams or disturbing dreams that she's left really quickly. So Lisa, you're saying that Pamela also had two nieces that passed in addition to her daughter?
Yes. Or she just said they are my cousin's daughters.
I just feel like if that's your cousin's daughters, then they're I really think that you're going to get a dream from your daughter, but I caution you to you guys, when you want a dream for your loved one, here's a couple of things that you need to know because going into it, you can absolutely create that. You can, you know, tell yourself before you go to sleep that, I want to invite you in. I want to stay asleep while you're here. I want to wake up right after. But if you have tons of sadness and disturbing energy within yourself about their passing, that can interfere with the dream. And then you're thinking, oh my gosh, I had a dream from them, but they turned and walked away, or something weird happened or bad happened. And that's not them. They don't want to do that to you. And so that delays the possibility of having dreams around them. But I feel like Ashlyn wants to interact in a dream. The only other thing I'm seeing is a real kind of weird reference to an outdoor sort of like a wash or a levee or a water rushing down or and someone living near that. Okay, let me know if that makes sense too. If so, then I think that she will absolutely come to you in a dream. Whoop. Okay. So let me know if any of that makes sense to you. If Matt's still on, maybe you can draw a picture of her. And
Just sent me a picture, but I don't know who it's for.
all right.
So this looks like it may have been for the.
So obviously when we're doing like rapid readings like this and Matt's working with us, he's drawing a picture takes a little longer. So it might be for someone earlier. Whereas if we're in person and he does it, it's going to coincide with the reading.
He said this picture that I just sent you had blonde or blue eyes. I think this may have been for a woman before. Oh, where you thought it was her sister in the picture. Maybe this was her sister.
Okay. So let's see, guys. Matt sent a picture.
He says, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up.
Don't worry about it, Matt. We have to do rapid reads. Just draw the ones that come to you. I want you guys to see this one, but a little bit younger. In my experience, she looks younger. But the hair and where the hair gets thin. Huh.
Oh my gosh, Kelly.
What?
Pamela just said, oh my gosh, yes, the water. She was abducted from her school bus stop by a canal. That was her daughter. Her daughter was 11.
So, Pamela, your daughter was abducted. She confirmed right by a canal by the water. And that confirms that your daughter is in spirit. So I don't believe that there's a hope of finding her yet. And her spirit's okay. She's with her cousins or whatever. So wow, thank you for that was her last little confirmation of what you believe is correct. I'm sorry for your loss. Can't even imagine.
Okay, so Matt just said that woman that you just showed in that picture, he said that woman is coming through very strong. I can't move on.
She can't move on. Okay.
No, he can't move on.
Oh.
Because she's coming in so strong that she's not letting him move on.
Sometimes we do get hijacked by a spirit. So if this is speaking to you as someone you know, please let us know. So my friend Matt has drawn this picture, and I think it was for an earlier reading. But it's true. Sometimes I get hijacked. So he's stuck in that woman. She wants to talk. So let us know if that makes sense to you or if you know who that is. Okay. All right, Matt, hang tight. We'll wait for that response. I'm going to go ahead and do another reading. So Barbara is asking for her husband, Paul. Okay. All right, Barbara, hold on one sec. Oh my gosh. Such great energy coming through right away. I don't recognize your name. I don't think I've done a reading for you before, as far as I know. But this male figure coming through as Paul is so, I don't know. It's the kind of guy, if you meet him and sit and talk with him, you feel like you've known him forever. So let me, okay. So a couple things. He wants to show me an earlier, younger version of himself, but I think, by the time he passed, there might be some like graying, balding, roundy things going on. He's just the shit. Like, he's cool. Funny. He's very opinionated about his beliefs and his house and his people, but I actually think he's pretty cool about things because he does seem to give me the grace of being funny and cool, and a lot of what I huh huh a lot of what I pick up on people is like, do they want to talk to me or not? Like, their spirit is either against this or for it. And he's also raising a lot of little flags, like little American flags. So, and I feel a little bit of energy in my, like, trouble taking a breath. So that could either be a lung issue or asthma or something going on with the chest or breath. I don't feel like he's missed a beat. He's passed, but he's around you. He's still sitting in his favorite chair. He's still watching his favorite stuff. I think you have a really specialized and good cooking about his favorite dishes. So he's smelling that, waiting for that. And that you are, since he's passed, possibly kind of expanding your creativity into making things. So let me know if you made things after you passed, or if you're like exploring kind of like arts and crafts or something about making things. I don't know. I think he's cool. I think he's great. Um, huh. There's something about his feet, and then all of a sudden I saw like one foot either a little bit smaller than the other, or there's something about the right foot. It doesn't hurt. My right foot doesn't hurt, so I don't know that it means there's an injury or anything, but I just feel like it's, I don't know, something different about the right foot. All right. So has anybody got us back to the picture?
No, I haven't seen anything.
By the way, Barbara. So go ahead.
I don't know if it was for, maybe jumped off.
Barbara, Paul's around. He's around a lot, and he likes the nature around. So, okay, go ahead.
She said that, I don't know if you mentioned something in the beginning, but she says, yes, he was skeptical, and that she is now crafting. Doing lots of crafts, I guess.
So that means he's seeing what you're doing now, and it seems to have flourished since he's passed. So maybe when he was here, you spent a lot of time on your relationship and taking care of him and all that. And now that you're, on your own, you're doing your thing, and he recognizes that and thinks that's cool.
Oh, here we go. She says, when he died, his right foot was on the brake of the truck. Thank you, Kelly.
Okay. So that's confirmation that he's there with you, and he likes it. He actually likes where you live, but he shows to me looking out one window and I see trees or nature. I think that, one last thing, Barbara. If you're thinking about moving, or should you let go of the house that you guys shared together, or should you want to do something different, he wants you to be happy and go where you want to go. Be where you want to be. If you want to stay in the house, great. If you want to go, that's fine too. Okay. All right, let's do another. Sarah says her dad, Enrique. Okay. Okay, Sarah. Okay, hope this is your dad. So the sense of the person that I'm getting is um, a male figure. He looks fairly young to me. Maybe he was older, like middle age or upper middle age, but his hair is not even completely gray yet. I'm getting a pain in my right eye and the right side of my head. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not his cup of tea, but he's willing, coming. He believes in large families, but I feel like you're trying to keep control over how many children you have, or something like there's something like that he's teasing you about. Hmm. He's here, but he's also back a little bit, which tells me that he has a lot to say about, maybe he thinks that he didn't always do the best or the right thing, but I think his heart is pure and that he truly loves you guys. I also see the number 8. So I'm not really sure if that's a month, day of a month, or 8 kids, but I'm seeing the number 8. There's also a denial a little bit about, you know, maybe any ailments or illness. So I think if that's what causes passing, then it would have gone nothing, detected, untreated, and then bam. So when I ask him, because a lot of times I ask people, was your passing sudden, as if it was a tragedy, or was it an illness that took a while? And he's showing little, bam. I kind of want to ask about your home life too, because one of the things that he's showing me that I feel like he's around a lot and wants you to know he's there, that he sees, is these um, stripes of color or ribbon or something that you've decorated or made, possibly in honor of him, but I also think maybe in honor of your kids or something else that's coming forward in your life. The only other thing I can say is that I feel like he's so proud of the job you're doing in your life to be there for your family even more than he was. But it's a different time, and I taste something weird in my mouth, like metal, or oh, that was weird. It tasted like dirt, metal, blood. I'm not sure. It's really weird. Let me know if you're still here. Do you know if when he passed there would have been a weird taste and smell? It could be medicinal, but it's weird. Okay. And also, you guys, when you do confirm the references, let us know what you're confirming, because again, there's a delay. So we're not always really sure what you're saying.
She did say yes, but I think that was a delay.
Okay. Yeah, let me know what you're saying yes to. Get a trach, yeah. All right. Whatever it is.
She said he did not taste food.
Oh, okay. Whatever it is you're doing to enrich the life of you and your kids, he's super happy about. So I feel like there's a huge change or shift, and you're wondering if that's okay with him. And I just want you to know that he's proud of you, and he's like, yeah, that's great. Do that. Okay. Let's see who's next. So Michelle's like her grandma Frances. Okay. Okay, Michelle. Come on, Frances. So, Hopefully this is Frances. I think she's fine with me. I think she might have even been. Oh no, it's not reading cards, it's playing cards. So kind of connecting with people through whatever, playing cards or games. Frances. The only thing I feel in my body with her or with even asking about that is a little bit of constriction in my upper chest. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't feel anything else in my body. But I do see behind her um, a painting or a picture or something who with somebody who has talent for painting. So that could either be with you, Michelle, or her, or that she would have that. And it looks really well done, like a portrait or a painting of something, kind of well done. That's the only thing I'm feeling in my body. But when I'm looking at her, I just see kind of she's got a good sense of humor. I think she has lovely tastes about certain things, like, okay, maybe she likes music a bit, maybe she likes stories a bit, maybe she likes, and I want to go back to her bringing up your talent, like maybe there's unexplored talent as well. I do smell something rich cooking. It smells really good. Kind of getting hungry. And I also want to say that I see either you or her laying down and someone like touching the forehead or talking or, kind of being there. Okay, let me know if that makes sense too, because if it is her, it's a real lovely gratitude about either you being there for her or her being there for you with this kind of touch on the forehead.
She used to rub my forehead.
So just know sometimes at night she might come and do that. And those are special times when you need a little extra support. You can ask for her. You can say, hey, can you just be with me tonight? She can always come from light. She is in the light though. So this is kind of another thing I'm understanding about spirit. Like there's what I call the heaven waiting room where people, spirit can be very close to you and very, in touch with the physical realm and, just kind of right by you. And then there's this vision of people going into the light. And sure, they can come back and visit, but they're elevated into letting go of that life that they just had and kind of elevating into the bliss of life and maybe even encountering an opportunity to come down and do a different life. So that's what I see as going into the light, where your grandmother is in the light. She can still visit you. But if you ever feel like I feel her gone, that might be her actually coming back or expanding into her next experience. So don't think that of as she doesn't want to be with you. That just means that she's in the light and she's even going further, whatever that looks like. So okay, guys, let's see. Who else?
You want to do a couple announcements and then do like one or two more?
Yeah, it's getting, oh my gosh, the time goes by so fast. So let's do a couple announcements. Right now, we're having a January special, but you can see on the screen Facebook Live special, 20% off all services through the 15th. So you have to book by the 15th and use the code FB for Facebook Live 0108, which is today's date. And if you use that code and book by the 15th, you'll get that 20% off. We're also having a special 25% off group readings. This family group, friends group, more than 3 people kind of thing, 3 to 5 to 8 to 10 people. And if you do that, you're going to get 25% off. But that's only if you book the reading in January. So you actually have to have the reading in January to get the 25% off. So if you book now and you want the and you want a family, or you guys, this is such a special thing to do for your family or friends. And you can have up to 10 people. You can have it bigger than that. I don't show that on my website, but if I'm reading for people, I'm going to read up to about max 10 people. So I don't want there to be 1 to 2 to 3 people who don't get a reading. That's why I limit it to 10. But if you want to do a big group reading, that's really super cool to do. So do it in January. You'll get 25% off. Um, look forward, look for the things we're going to do going forward, because my friend Matt, who does the psychic art, I have been waiting for Matt for years to work with him. I'm so excited, you guys. This is super special. I mean, I can tell you words, I can tell you things, but if you get a picture that looks like the person that you want to hear from, it's just so special. So Matt and I are going to be working together more and more and more, and that's going to be really special. If you have a cure for this 5-week cough that I have, let me know. I think they're calling it the non-COVID COVID. I've been tested for COVID 5 times in the last 4 weeks, and I'm still coughing, and it's not COVID.
We'll let people know that after this Facebook Live that I'll post those 2 drawings that Matt did
yeah.
in a separate post.
Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to post those pictures in a separate post after this on my Facebook page. So you can go back and look and compare to your loved ones in your pictures. And then I'll ask Matt if he has a link to the ones he's done in the past, because they're spectacular. I'm just insanely gifted. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay, guys.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, so Jenny wants to talk to her son, Matthew. Oh, when it's children, I want so bad for you to hear from them. All right, Matthew. Okay. Well, I hope this is Matthew. What I'm picking up on is a young male, a fairly young male, grown though, who's doing all kinds of things. He likes almost every sport and every activity and every outdoor thing. Oh. Jenny, I think he might have kept busy, because being still might bring up a disturbance. And yet when I look at him in spirit or feel his energy, I just feel him being sort of active and distracted, and he's not telling me how he passed. Or let me ask you this. Do you have a reference to February or 2nd of a month with Matthew? And if so, is it anniversary coming up of something? Also, did he have an earlier injury of something with the skin or the nose right here? Might not be him, might be somebody else he's referencing. Huh. You know what's funny is I have this water bottle, which I haven't even, but he wants me to flip it like the water bottle challenge of flipping it. So doesn't look very old.
She said he's 18.
Yeah, that would be about right. Grown, but not old.
Okay, she just said my granddaughter, his niece, whose birthday is the 2nd.
The 2nd, okay.
I don't know if that was January 2nd or February.
Yeah, he's giving me a thumbs up, and so that's okay. He's giving me a thumbs up, which means we got the reference correct. And
she said yes, that's his personality.
Yeah. So what I might not be the most detailed psychic, but personality always comes to me, and I love that. I'm a people person. I pick up on personality, and so I have never gotten a personality wrong. If they're coming through in personality, then that's them. And I personally could care less about earthly details, so that's a little harder for me to pick up. I have other friends and psychics who do that, like, Dad, who can draw shit. So, um, okay. So I feel his energy here. I do feel like he comes to you and he's yelling at you. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. He tells me that you want to feel him and know that he's okay, but it's like your sadness or worry blocks it out. But if you could just let go of that for a moment and then feel the energy, he's trying to tell you that he's okay. I still don't know exactly how he passed, but he is saying that that was my day to go. And I do feel like his soul is kind of an old soul, so he's sort of an advanced spirit. Like he already, well, two things. One is he got what he needed out of life, and two is that he felt completely loved. Uh, I think you ask, do you know how much I love you? Because I think that people left behind when our young ones pass, we're sitting there going, well, like, did I love them enough? Did I tell them enough how much I love them? And you did. He knows.
Mm.
What you say?
First of all, she said that he and his niece were super, super close. And then she just said it was suicidal and was shot by the police.
Suicide by police. That was one of the hardest things to wrap our head around. And from what he's telling me, that tragedy occurred because his soul was ready to go. And that he would have gone that day no matter what. Ugh. Wow. That's intense. So two things you can take away from this. He is in the light. He's in heaven. He's okay. And two is that no matter what the circumstances were that day, that was his day his soul would go. He lived life fully, very quickly, was loved fully. And sometimes that's what a soul needs, and then they go. But the circumstances in which there's other people involved, that means that person's soul has a lesson to learn. So those cops, he says they still have a lesson to learn. So maybe they didn't get fully punished or prosecuted. Huh. He says they still have something to learn, but he's okay. He's in heaven. He's in the light. He's all right.
She said that she's made peace with that part.
Yeah. I'm glad you have, because he is okay. So, and this is kind of important for a message that I hear from Spirit all the time about, how tragedy happens. I think we have a certain idea about how people pass. They grow old, their body breaks down and they pass. And there are many different scenarios in which people pass into spirit. And literally that old age thing is kind of a myth. Like that only happens a much smaller percentage of time than we would like to know. But in every scenario, Spirit tells me that there is a contract with themselves and how they go and when they go. Sometimes it's quickly, and that's like, moving house really fast. When you bring up a truck and you load it all up in one day and you have movers, and then you're in the new house the same day. Or it's slow when you get the new house before you leave the old house, and every day you drive to work and you drop off a few things. And finally, after a month or two, you're in the new house, and that's Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. But that on a soul level, it's right for that soul. And since a passing is ultimately their experience, everybody else around them is secondary to that experience. So we have to realize, as much as it might hurt us that someone was murdered or suicide or whatever, that their experience for their soul's experience is number one, and we're number two. And so they don't mean to hurt us. They're just trying to do what their soul has to do. So, and it's hard. It's hard to get with. A couple of things that has really helped me in dealing with loss. One is we're going to see them very soon, a lot sooner than we think. Even if we're here for 40 more years, by the time we get to spirit, it's like waking up from a night's dream. I'll see you in a minute. It might be 40 years our time, but when you wake up in spirit, it's going to feel like a second. So we waste time grieving when really we should go on with life, and we will see them in a minute. It'll feel like a minute. And the second thing is, it's not up to us how our loved ones pass. It's up to their soul contract, what their soul needs. And as hard as it may seem, that just might be what their soul needs to grow and experience what their soul needs to grow and experience. And we don't get to choose that. So we have to let that go. We have to realize that was their soul's choice. Even if it wasn't their human choice, it was their soul's choice. And those are the two things that have helped me at least deal with it a little bit better. And I'm not saying that we don't have pain on a human level. We all do. And we have to process that grief, and we have to heal ourselves from that experience. And sometimes it takes a lifetime to do that. And I don't want to minimize anybody's loss or pain ever, because I get it. Believe me, I get it. Search into my history in my life. I get it. And I also get what they're saying too. So they'll see you in a minute. It might be 30, 40 years, 50 years from now, but they'll see you in a minute. They love you. They will try to show you the signs. One of the ways that you can see the signs more is if you see something subtle, you go, oh, was that you? I heard a song that you loved on the radio. Was that you? Show me more, show me more, show me more. And just know that they're okay. And everybody makes it to the light eventually. There's no such thing as suicides go to hell. That's bullshit. They might still experience depression, but loving beings are going to come and help them into the light. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I see there's so many. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody. I really do love going back through the comments and just kind of connecting with you guys. So again, if there's anything more that comes forward, I'll share it with you. Look forward to, I feel like I'm coming out finally from the darkness, and we're going to do lots of great things together. And my friend Matt and I are going to work together. And can you imagine getting like a psychic portrait of a person, a loved one that you have? That's what this man's capable of. He's really, really cool. So, okay, just to refresh, you guys have your code for, what's the code? Where'd it go? Okay. Facebook Live 2023, right? Facebook Live FBLIVE 2023 to book a 20% off for all services. And if you book in January, you get 25% off group readings. I can come to you if it's in Southern California. If you pay my way, I'll go anywhere. And that'll be really super fun. Thank you guys so much. And I'm feeling so much better psychologically, physically, and emotionally. So you're going to hear a lot more from me. We're going to do a lot of great stuff together, guys. So have a good night. Thank you so much.